Did you know that in just 2 weeks, without the vital nutrients your body craves, the power within your leg muscles can diminish by up to 10%? Sometimes this lost vigor may never fully return. I am Dr. Marcus Thorne. I am 92 years old. After more than 60 years dedicated to the well-being of thousands of older patients, I've come to a profound understanding. Weakness in the legs isn't merely an inevitable consequence of aging. It's a clear signal, an urgent plea from your body, calling for immediate support. Today I'm going to unveil 3 crucial types of vitamins that, when combined in the precise manner, have empowered countless patients under my care to rediscover the strength in their legs in a matter of days. This transformation has occurred even for those who had previously abandoned all hope. You will discover exactly which vitamins are essential for your nerves and muscles to communicate flawlessly. I'll share a simple daily method to incorporate these without straining your budget. Furthermore, we'll uncover common errors that frequently cause older adults to unknowingly weaken their legs. If you firmly believe that your good health shouldn't be left to chance, then click the subscribe button now and leave a comment below stating, "My strength awaits." By doing so, I'll know you're embarking on this vital journey with me. And now let's begin with the inspiring story of Mrs. Helen Davies. She is 78 years old. She was once so consumed by fear of falling downstairs that she barely left her armchair until she finally learned how to nourish her legs back to vitality. Let me tell you about Mrs. Helen Davies. She's 78 years old and someone I've always admired for her spirit. When she first arrived at my clinic, she had to grip her grandson's arm tightly just to take a few slow, shuffling steps. Her legs visibly trembled, giving the impression they might buckle at any moment. I can still picture the look on her face, a mix of profound weariness and deep embarrassment, as if she was somehow at fault for no longer being able to stand steadily on her own. "Doctor," she whispered, her voice fragile and unsteady, "I truly don't understand this. I still eat regular meals and I try to take short walks every day, yet I just keep getting weaker." Her grandson, a young man, spoke up, his eyes clouded with worry. "My grandmother used to be so active. Ever since she had that bad flu last year, she's been spending almost all her time indoors. Slowly, she began having more and more trouble moving. She just keeps saying, 'Maybe this is just what growing old is.'" I've heard that exact phrase countless times in my career. We simply have to accept it. But I couldn't disagree more. I told Mrs. Helen that legs don't simply weaken solely because of age. There's a more straightforward, yet far more serious reason: a critical shortage of essential vitamins. And this problem worsens dramatically when we're unaware or fail to address it. When I inquired about her recent diet, she explained she primarily ate plain toast with jam and often skipped vegetables. She rarely consumed any protein beyond a small piece of processed cheese. Furthermore, she'd been consistently skipping her midday meal for several months, claiming she just didn't feel hungry anymore. "Mrs. Helen," I explained gently, "you are far from alone in this situation. Nearly half of all older adults are lacking at least one of the 3 most vital vitamins needed for healthy muscles and nerves. And the longer this deficiency continues, the more challenging it becomes for your body to heal itself." She lowered her gaze, her voice barely audible as she murmured, "So what can I possibly do now?" I looked at her, offering a reassuring smile. "We will begin one gentle step at a time. There's no need to rush. Just small, consistent changes every day." A few weeks later, Mrs. Helen returned for her follow-up appointment. This time I watched her walk into the room, unassisted, with a newfound steadiness. I vividly remember the expression in her eyes. They were filled with sheer surprise and immense joy. I never imagined that just a few minor adjustments could make me feel so much like myself again. You see, Mrs. Helen's experience isn't unique. Perhaps you, or someone dear to you, is feeling this same gradual loss of strength in their legs and mistakenly believe there's nothing that can be done. But the undeniable truth is, you still possess the power to change. In the next segment, I'll help you discover the 3 most crucial vitamins that nearly every older adult is unknowingly deficient in. And you'll understand precisely why these particular vitamins hold the key to restoring strength to your legs. Have you ever woken up in the morning, placed your feet on the floor, and immediately felt a lack of confidence in taking that first step? Unlike before, you are not alone. Medical studies reveal that almost 60% of individuals over 65 are missing at least one of the 3 indispensable vitamins I'm about to share. When this deficiency persists over a long period, it not only leads to progressive muscle weakness, but also triggers other unexpected problems. Take a moment to honestly ask yourself these questions. If you answer yes to more than one of these indicators, it's highly likely your body is quietly signaling for help. Sign number 1. Muscle weakness and feeling unsteady. Do your legs feel drained of strength when you try to stand from a chair? Sometimes when walking, do your calf muscles tremble uncontrollably? Have you ever needed to grasp a wall or furniture to prevent a fall and maintain your balance? Some patients tell me, "Doctor, I just want to stand up and get a drink, but my legs feel alien to me." This isn't merely old age. When your muscles consistently lack vitamin B12 and vitamin D, the crucial nerves that control movement become weaker. Even with regular full meals, your legs continue to lose strength. Sign number 2. Tingling or numbness in your legs. Do you ever feel a sensation like tiny pins and needles on the soles of your feet? Does numbness extend from your calf down to your toes, especially after prolonged sitting? Do you experience a warm burning sensation in your lower legs that feels hot, yet is cool to the touch? This is a classic indicator of a lack of B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12. When your body doesn't have enough B12, the protective sheath covering your nerves, called myelin, thins out. This disrupts the precise signals controlling your muscles. Sign number 3. Nighttime muscle cramps. Have you ever been deep in sleep only to be violently awakened by a cramp so excruciating you had to jump out of bed? Does the cramp linger for several minutes, leaving your legs aching and bruised the following morning? If this happens frequently, it demands your attention. A deficiency in magnesium and vitamin D is a common culprit. Magnesium facilitates smooth muscle contraction and relaxation. Vitamin D assists your body in absorbing calcium. Together, they ensure your muscles function correctly. Sign number 4. Persistent tiredness and a lack of desire to move. Do you feel utterly exhausted after just a few steps? Did you once love gardening or trips to the market, but now prefer to remain still? When your muscles are deprived of adequate nutrition, even the simplest activities feel burdensome. A sole deficiency in vitamin D can sap energy from your entire body. It also impacts your joint comfort and overall stamina. Please reflect carefully. How many of these signs are you currently experiencing? If more than one symptom resonates with you or a loved one, take it as a gentle, yet firm, message from your body. There's no need to feel ashamed or overly concerned. The most important action is to begin making changes today. In the next section, I will thoroughly explain why these 3 vitamins are so profoundly important that they can help reverse muscle weakness in just a few weeks, and why so many older adults are unknowingly deficient, even when they believe their diets are adequate. There's a critical truth I want you to fully grasp. The human body does not simply weaken solely because of chronological age. Many symptoms we typically dismiss as normal aspects of getting older, such as trembling legs, tingling sensations, or agonizing nocturnal cramps, are, in reality, urgent cries for help from your very cells which are starved for essential nutrients. Imagine your legs as a dedicated army, fighting tirelessly every single day. They are indispensable for maintaining your balance, executing each step, and accomplishing even the smallest daily tasks. Within this remarkable army, there are 3 supreme commanders. I call them the vital trio of vitamins. The first of these is vitamin B12. I often explain to my patients that B12 is like the protective insulation around an electrical wire. When we are young, this layer is thick and robust. Signals from your brain to your muscles travel at lightning speed. However, as we age, that crucial protective layer begins to thin. If your B12 intake is insufficient, your delicate nerves become worn and frayed. Consequently, these vital signals decelerate. This is precisely why you might start to lose confidence when attempting to stand upright. Many patients have confided in me saying, "Doctor, all I want to do is carry a glass of water, but my legs tremble uncontrollably, as if they are no longer under my control." That sensation is a clear indicator that your body has endured a prolonged B12 deficiency. Next, we have vitamin D. I consistently refer to this as the indispensable key that maintains the strength of both your bones and your muscles. In our childhood, simply spending time outdoors under the sun helped our skin produce ample vitamin D. Yet as we mature, our skin's ability to synthesize this vitamin diminishes. And concurrently, we tend to spend less time outside. A pervasive lack of vitamin D not only renders bones fragile and susceptible to fractures, but it also directly contributes to the insidious loss of muscle strength. Many of my patients mistakenly believed their increasing weakness was an inescapable part of growing old. However, After restoring sufficient vitamin D levels, they began to rise with greater ease and walk with newfound stability. Finally, we turn to magnesium. This mineral, though often overlooked, is of paramount importance. Magnesium acts as the pivotal coordinator that ensures your muscles contract and relax with seamless fluidity, thereby preventing the onset of agonizing nocturnal cramps. When your body's magnesium reserves are depleted, your muscles can unexpectedly be seized by sudden sharp cramps. You might find yourself abruptly awakened in the middle of the night by an intensity of pain so profound that it utterly precludes a return to sleep. Furthermore, a sustained long-term deficiency of magnesium can trigger irregular heartbeats and induce a pervasive sense of fatigue without any clear underlying reason, all of which directly undermine the vital energy of your muscles. Many people frequently ask me, "Doctor, why do I continue to experience a deficiency in these essential vitamins, even though I maintain what I perceive as a normal diet?" The answer lies in several factors. After 60, your stomach's production of acid, crucial for nutrient absorption, gradually diminishes. Your intestine's capacity to efficiently absorb nutrients also declines. Moreover, numerous commonly prescribed medications, such as antacids, diuretics, or diabetes drugs, subtly yet consistently drain your body's stores of these vital vitamins and minerals with each passing day. The most dangerous scenario arises when you exhibit a deficiency in all three of these vital compounds: vitamin B12, vitamin D, and magnesium. It is at this juncture that your nerves progressively weaken, your muscles experience a profound loss of power, and your bones become alarmingly fragile. This insidious process precipitates a detrimental cycle. The less you move, the more rapidly your muscles atrophy, and concurrently your risk of experiencing falls and sustaining debilitating bone fractures escalates precipitously. But here is the incredibly good news. Your remarkable body still possesses an astonishing inherent capacity for self-healing. Should you commence providing it with an adequate supply of this vital trio, your nerve signals will gain significant strength, your muscles will acquire the necessary energy to initiate their reconstruction, and you will undoubtedly discover that you are still capable of achieving far more than you currently imagine. In the forthcoming section, I will illuminate the most straightforward method to acquire all three of these indispensable nutrients directly within the confines of your own kitchen, thereby eliminating the necessity for expensive bottled supplements. This empowers you to initiate a transformative change starting today. At this very moment, you might be contemplating, "This sounds unduly complex. I am utterly bewildered as to where to even begin." Allow me to simplify this process for you. The truth is, you merely need to commit to memory three remarkably straightforward steps that are entirely achievable for anyone. Furthermore, you will not be required to expend a significant sum of money. First and foremost, the most paramount objective is to ensure an adequate intake of vitamin B12. This vital nutrient functions akin to the indispensable protective coating encircling your nerves. It plays a crucial role in facilitating the smooth and efficient transmission of movement signals. For older adults, the stomach's production of acid, which is essential for B12 absorption, unfortunately diminishes. This is precisely why, even with consistent, regular meals, you may still find yourself experiencing a daily deficiency. Strive to incorporate a small serving of foods demonstrably rich in B12 into your diet. For instance, a portion of steamed chicken breast or a single hard-boiled egg accompanied by some steamed green beans. Should you not favor meat, fortified nutritional yeast or a plant-based yogurt with added B12 also stand as excellent sources. The key is simply to maintain consistency. Within a few short weeks, your body will begin to perceive a tangible difference in its overall strength. Next, we address vitamin D. I consistently refer to this as the indispensable key that maintains the robustness of both your bones and your muscles. During our formative years, merely spending time exposed to sunlight facilitated our skin's synthesis of ample vitamin D. Nevertheless, as we mature, our skin gradually loses this intrinsic capability, and concurrently, we tend to spend less time engaged in outdoor activities. A pervasive deficiency in vitamin D not only renders bones brittle and highly susceptible to fractures, but it also directly precipitates the insidious loss of muscle strength. Many of my patients mistakenly believed their burgeoning weakness was an inescapable consequence of old age. Yet, upon the restoration of sufficient vitamin D levels, they began to rise with greater ease and to walk with newfound steadiness. Every morning, if you can, spend about 15 minutes sitting outdoors where soft sunlight touches your arms and face. You don't need harsh, direct sun. Just a little gentle light each day is enough. And in your meals, try to include fatty fish like mackerel or fortified cereals at least twice a week. If you don't eat fish, fortified orange juice or certain mushrooms can also be good options. Finally, we turn our attention to magnesium. This mineral, though often unassuming, holds immense importance. Magnesium functions as the pivotal coordinator that ensures your muscles contract and relax with seamless fluidity, thereby averting the excruciating onset of nocturnal cramps. When your body's magnesium reserves are depleted, your muscles can unexpectedly be seized by sudden, sharp cramps. You might awaken abruptly in the middle of the night, experiencing a pain so intense that it utterly precludes a return to sleep. Furthermore, a protracted deficiency of magnesium can trigger irregular heartbeats and induce a pervasive sensation of fatigue without any clear underlying reason, all of which directly compromise the vital energy required by your muscles. You don't have to purchase expensive supplements. Try eating a small handful of cashews or sunflower seeds every day. Add at least one meal with dark leafy greens like kale or collard greens if you often experience nighttime cramps. Eating half a ripe avocado before bed is also very helpful. A frequently overlooked yet crucial aspect is the timing of your meals. If feasible, consume animal protein like eggs or lean chicken for breakfast or lunch. Leafy greens and magnesium-rich seeds are optimally consumed in the afternoon or evening, and critically, remember to avoid frying proteins at very high temperatures. Excessive heat can destroy numerous vitamins and significantly impede digestion, affecting nutrient absorption for your muscles. I have personally observed countless patients who, by merely implementing these seemingly minor adjustments, reclaimed the strength in their legs far more rapidly than they had ever dared to anticipate. They did not necessitate expensive pharmacological interventions. Their sole requirement was a regimen of balanced meals and a measure of unwavering patience. Should you find yourself feeling that your legs are less robust today than they were yesterday, please do not surrender to despair. Your body still retains an astonishing capacity for self-healing. This holds true, provided you begin to furnish it with the appropriate support. In the subsequent section, I wish to impart some truly inspiring narratives from individuals who diligently adhered to these uncomplicated steps. They not only regained the ability to walk with greater assurance, but also profoundly rediscovered a renewed sense of trust in the capabilities of their own bodies. You might be pondering at this very moment, do the principles the doctor has just articulated genuinely yield results, or are they merely theoretical constructs? I empathize entirely with that skepticism. Across more than 60 years of medical practice, I have encountered thousands of older adults, each individual carrying their unique narrative and a quiet, persistent apprehension. Yet I have also borne witness to numerous small miracles, manifesting simply from the implementation of a few gentle modifications. Allow me to share the story of Mr. Kenji Tanaka. He is 82 years old. He dedicated his entire life to working as a master chef, renowned for his meticulous culinary skills. When he first sought my consultation, he found himself unable to walk for more than 5 minutes without experiencing severe discomfort. Every single night, debilitating cramps would seize his calves, forcing him to sit hunched on the edge of his bed, beads of sweat tracing paths down his face. He confided in me. I genuinely believed I was destined for a wheelchair forever. I absolutely did not want to become a burden on my family. I can still vividly recall the expression in his eyes when I patiently explained that his body was not, in fact, devoid of hope. It was simply that after enduring so many years of vitamin and mineral deprivation, his muscles had become utterly exhausted. However, when we finally began to provide them with the appropriate support, a brief exposure to morning sunlight, a bowl of fortified oatmeal, a handful of mixed berries, something truly wonderful began to unfold. Initially, Mr. Kenji did not fully embrace the idea, but he reluctantly consented to try. Feeling he had nothing left to lose, we devised a straightforward plan together. Each morning he dedicated 10 minutes to sitting on his balcony, engaging in deep breathing exercises, allowing the gentle sun to warm his arms. At midday, he incorporated a portion of baked cod or a serving of quinoa salad. In the evenings, he would consume a small bowl of fortified cereal with milk before retiring to bed. During the inaugural week, no discernible difference presented itself, Yet by the third week he excitedly reported to me, "My nighttime cramps have completely vanished." And gradually he began to venture out to his local park for short walks unassisted. 2 months subsequent to our initial meeting, he walked into my office, effortlessly pulled out a chair, and gracefully sat down entirely on his own. No assistance was required. No walking aid was present. He beamed, deep lines etched around his eyes, yet his gaze brimmed with an undeniable sense of pride. That was not an act of magic. It was simply the profound result of his body finally receiving the precise nourishment it had long required. You are no different. Regardless of whether you are 70, 80, or 90 years of age, your legs have not abandoned you. They are merely patiently awaiting a signal from you, a signal that conveys, "I still possess the desire to continue moving. Believe in me." When you initiate a change, even if it is merely one minor step, your body will unequivocally respond. And at that juncture, you will realize that independence is not something you have irretrievably lost. It was merely concealed for a period, obscured by protracted years of nutritional deficiency. If Mrs. Helen, Mr. Kenji, and countless hundreds of my other patients were capable of achieving this transformation, then you too possess that same inherent capacity. In the forthcoming segment, I will guide you through the 5 golden principles for maintaining the robustness of your legs. And I will demonstrate precisely how to commence this journey today, without postponing it until tomorrow. Before we conclude our discourse today, I earnestly desire for you to take a few fleeting seconds to utter to yourself, "I still possess the power to enact change. I am not helpless." And to facilitate memorization, I will succinctly summarize the 5 golden principles. These are the seemingly small yet immensely powerful steps that have empowered numerous of my patients to reclaim strong, steady legs. Principle 1. Never skip breakfast and never eat in a rush. A breakfast replete with protein, such as a single hard-boiled egg or a cup of plain Greek yogurt, constitutes the optimal method to furnish your body with vitamin B12 and sustained energy for the entirety of the day. When you habitually skip breakfast, your muscles are deprived of essential fuel and consequently experience a progressive weakening over time. Principle 2. Allocate at least 10 minutes to morning sunlight exposure each day. Do not harbor the misconception that, merely because you are older, sunlight ceases to be of importance. A mere 10 minutes of gentle sun exposure prior to 9 o'clock in the morning actively aids your body in the synthesis of vitamin D, the indispensable key that maintains the integrity of both your bones and your muscles. Principle 3. Consume at least 1 serving of fish or eggs daily. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, or hard-boiled eggs are notably rich in both vitamin D and B12. A substantial quantity is not required. Merely a small portion is sufficient to maintain your vitamin reserves at a steady and optimal level. Principle 4. Obtain magnesium from seeds and leafy greens. Incorporating a handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds in the afternoon, or adding spinach to your dinner, represents a straightforward method to prevent the onset of cramps and ensure the smooth and efficient functioning of your muscles. Principle 5. Do not defer action until you perceive yourself as entirely weak. Much like Mrs. Helen and Mr. Kenji, there is no necessity to await a loss of balance before initiating decisive action. Your body will demonstrate a more accelerated rate of healing if you commence providing it with the requisite support starting today. You might be contemplating, "I am already advanced in years. Do these seemingly minor interventions genuinely hold significance?" Rest assured, it is precisely these small, consistent actions, diligently repeated day after day, that engender the most profound and impactful transformations. You are not obligated to procure expensive pills or adhere to stringent dietary regimens. Your only imperative is to commence with the most minute of steps. Should you feel that the volume of information is overwhelming, I urge you to retain merely these 2 simple sentences. "I am not helpless. Every day I will perform 1 small action to support my body." Recite this affirmation to yourself each morning upon awakening and every night prior to slumber. You will perceive a tranquil strength blossoming within you, and gradually your legs will begin to respond with newfound vigor. My dear friend, you have traversed quite a substantial journey with me through this discourse today. Perhaps at this very moment, you are comfortably seated in your familiar kitchen or leaning back in your cherished armchair. It is entirely plausible that a modicum of doubt still lingers within you, and that is a perfectly natural human response. However, my earnest hope is that having listened attentively to this very last moment, you are now nurturing within your heart a nascent seed of hope, a small yet potent seed that whispers, "My body has not surrendered. I still possess the capacity." Remember well, the true measure of the strength of your legs and the resilience of your spirit is not quantified by your chronological age. Rather, it is determined by your unwavering determination and the incremental steps you are willing to undertake each passing day. Today, I extend a heartfelt invitation for you to attempt just one straightforward action tomorrow morning. Upon awakening, partake in a complete breakfast. Step outdoors and permit the gentle morning sunlight to caress your arms and consciously affirm to yourself, "I am engaging in this endeavor because I am deserving of a life characterized by independence and vibrant health." Should you perceive this discussion to have been beneficial, please click subscribe so that each week I can continue to impart easily digestible advice and inspiring narratives to you. Leave a comment below to articulate precisely which symptoms you have confronted and what specific change you intend to prioritize. I will endeavor my utmost to peruse and respond to every message, for I firmly believe that no individual should navigate this intricate health journey in isolation. And should you possess a friend, a sibling, or a beloved parent who is struggling to maintain their stability, please extend the reach of this video to them. On occasion, a solitary piece of insightful information possesses the profound power to reshape an entire chapter of one's life. Thank you for graciously dedicating your time to listen. I am Dr. Marcus Thorne, and I hold the unwavering conviction that regardless of your age, it is never too late to embark upon a path of beneficial action for your health. I extend to you my sincerest wishes for a peaceful day and for unwavering, steady steps each and every morning.